What's going on, everyone? It is draft season. We're talking about the Alabama Crimson Tide as we get ready to go. And I got my man Mac Hereford here. Spent 4 seasons with the Crimson Tide, so he's got the inside scoop on the players that are expected to be drafted in the first 7 rounds of the draft. And so we'll start with Tua Tagovailoa. Obviously, he is the big one for the Crimson Tide, and despite the hip injury, he's still expected to be the first Alabama player off the board. I really just kind of want to get your take on this. Obviously, as a guy that there's still some risk involved. We don't know what is to come with that hip injury. Where does he end up when the time comes, when he gets to throwing again and obviously playing again? Why is he such a high stock at this stage in the game, just a couple months out from the draft?
Yeah, well, I mean, so obviously you have a playmaker. I mean, we've all been able to see that. Game to game, he's just making big plays. But, you know, off the field, no problems at all. He's got a, clean slate. And at practice, he's a good leader. He works very hard. Everything you would want in a good player, he has, but he also has the playmaking ability. So the only thing holding him back is obviously the injury. But I mean, I would take a shot on him because of the fact that you just have a guy who can make plays regardless, and he's going to change the program around.
And you've been at that wide receiver position, and you've seen a lot of good quarterbacks in your day. You've worked with different quarterbacks. What do you think it is about his skill set that maybe sets him apart from someone else, like a Joe Burrow or a Jalen Hurts?
I think that, he's been able to change over time, and I don't know if people have been able to see that or not, but like coming to freshman year, he was a guy who stayed in the pocket longer because he heard that's what, guys at Alabama wanted, someone who can stay in the pocket, throw the ball, and then he adapted to being able to do, more dual threat when he got back there, and he can, these other guys like Jalen, for example, unbelievable running quarterback, but a lot of times when the pocket would break at Alabama, he would decide to go. Whereas Tua, the pocket breaks, he's still like spinning around, looking to make a play. And I can think back to Vanderbilt when he had that perfect example. Like, he's a guy who's not going to give up on the passing part of the play and still make it happen.